Hi friends, today's topic is Goods and Service Tax. It comes in your legal aspects of business in paper 2 for commerce students.
Kindly subscribe our channel for more useful information like this and do not forget to press the bell icon.
First we'll see what is GST. Goods and services are subject to tax known as GST. Actually, it is an indirect tax that was created to replace a wide variety of other indirect taxes such as value added tax, service tax, purchase tax, the excise duty, and many more taxes. The goods and service tax is a tax that is levied in India on the delivery of certain goods and services. There is only one tax rate that needs to be paid across the entire country of India. The operation of GST is described as follows. For the manufacturer will be responsible for paying GST on the purchased raw material as well as the value that has been added to the product throughout the manufacturing process. Next one is service provider. In this case, the service provider will be responsible for paying GST on the total amount comprised of the price paid for the product as well as the value that was added on it. On the other hand, the tax that has already been paid by the producer might sometimes be deducted from the total amount of GST that needs to be paid. Then for retailers, the retailer is responsible for paying GST on the product that was purchased from the distributor in addition to the margin that was applied. This applies to both the product and the margin. On the other hand, the tax has already been paid by the retailer might sometimes be deducted from the total amount of GST that needs to be paid. Tax on goods and services must be paid on the product that was purchased by the consumer. Next one is the origin of goods and service tax. In India, the GST came into effect from 1st of July in 2017. However, the process of putting the new tax structure into effect has been underway for quite some time. At the time when he served as Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee established in the year 2000 a committee to develop the GST law. In 2004, a task force reached the conclusion that the new tax structure ought to be put into a place in order to improve the tax regime that was in the place at the time. It was proposed in the year 2006 by the finance minister that the goods and service tax be implemented beginning in April 1, 2010, and in the year 2011, the Constitution Amendment Bill was passed to enable the GST law to be implemented. The Standing Committee initiated deliberation over the GST in the year 2012 and then presented its reports regarding the GST a year later. The Goods and Service Tax Bill was reintroduced in Parliament by the new Finance Minister at the time, Arun Jaitley, in the year 2014. And the bill was finally enacted by the Lok Sabha in the year 2015. However, because the law did not receive approval from the Rajya Sabha, its implementation was postponed. The GST was implemented in 2016 and a revised model of GST bill was approved by both houses of Congress. In addition, the assent was given by the President of India. In the year 2017, the Lok Sabha voted to approve the 4 supplemental GST bills and the cabinet voted to be the same. These bills were ultimately passed into law. After that, the Rajya Sabha voted to approve 4 extra GST bills and the new tax system went into effect on July 1st, 2017. GST in various forms. These are the following list of GST. First one is Central Goods and Service Tax, that is CGST. CGST is a tax that is levied on supply of goods and services that occurs within the state, or we can say that it is an intra-state supply of goods and services. The next tax is the State's Goods and Service Tax, or SGST. It is a tax that, similar to CGST, is levied on the sale of goods or services that are conducted inside the state. The next one is Integrated Goods and Services Tax. The IGST is a tax that is levied on the sale of goods and services that takes place between the states, or we can say it is an interstate supply of goods and services. The last one is Union Territory Goods and Service Tax. The UTGST is a tax that is imposed on provision of goods and services in any of Union territories that are located within the country. These Union territories includes Chandigarh, Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Lakshadweep and the Andaman Nicobar Island. In addition to CGST, UTGST is also imposed. So these are the various types of GST were followed in our country. Thank you. Happy learning.